Hey everyone, Dedeco here with my partner John. First and most, I want to thank you guys for subscribing, following our channel. And we're doing this because of you, whatever we can do to help. And again, please post comments, ideas, maybe you want to see some technique that we haven't put there yet. We listen and we try to deliver. So today, we are doing a sit-up guard as usually how we started. We're gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna show the way that I like to get into the sit-up guard, which I believe it happens in two ways. Either you're gonna try to put your opponent in your sit-up guard or butterfly guard, or whatever you like to call, or your opponent attacks you and then you put him. So either way, that's how it happened. How I like to get there actually, it's from the windshield guard. So this guard is a big part of my game, the windshield. So with one inside, one hook inside, the reason why, having one hook side, I already have one hook there. So how I like to get into the sit-up guard from here actually, I like to control my opponent's pants first. Why? When I sit up, I don't want him to move away from me, which I see happening a lot. So usually how I get there is, my knees on my opponent's shoulder, my knee shield, I kind of put my hands over here, and I exchange my knee for my hand. Same time, I sit up, control his pants. My hook goes in either when I sit up, I turn in, or after. So how it works is, I'm gonna turn my knee, slide all the way up, sit up. Once I'm here, and I know I have a good underhook, a good control, I put my hand on the floor, and I adjust myself. Something very important, when I like to do a sit-up guard, I don't like to sit in front of my opponent, like that. So usually I lay the foot, and I like to sit more like in a 90-degree angle with him, having my elbow nice and open over here on the underhook. So one thing that happens a lot, that's why I hold the pants. Sometimes you don't hold the pants here. I mean, if you're used to do a sit-up guard, you don't really have to hold that. But if you're getting into, this happens a lot. If you're not holding his pants and you try to sit up, they move all the way back. And now creates this gap between you and him. And sometimes you have to find a way to get him closer to you. That's the way that I like to set up. Now we're gonna go straight to our first sweep, which is pretty simple, right? So now we're gonna get into the first sweep, the most basic sweep that I like to teach at a sit-up guard. So we have our knees, we have the pants, I have the control. I'm gonna slide my foot in on the hook, get up. Once I'm here again, I'm still lower, I'm not comfortable. I'm gonna put my hand on the floor, I'm gonna adjust myself. Very important too, make sure your knee, it's always outside of your opponent's ribs. You don't want it inside. Why? It's easier for him to push down and put some pressure and pass your guard. So right here, I like to control his belt, but you can go after the gi, the fabric, as long as you keep that elbow nice and open. So how I like to sweep my opponent here, it's a couple options. One very normal you see people doing all the time, it's pulling the arm. So the way that actually I like to do, I like to control the sleeve and push the arm against his hip. I don't like to pull. It's nothing wrong there. But sometimes when I pull, I feel he can base his hands on the floor and he can switch leverage. He can switch to the other side. So I like to control the sleeve and push against his hip. So it's like a punch. So now I'm gonna lean on my shoulder. Remember, to do the sweep, it's very important to lean on your shoulder, not on your back. So as I go, I bring my hook with me, going and sweeping all the way, and you can start right on the mount position. Another detail that I want to address now, because you guys are going to see in the series, it's very important how the other foot works. Not the one that has the hook, the other one. It's very common when you're going to sweep your friend in this move. He puts his head on the floor, or he's putting his foot. Very normal. That's when the other foot comes to play. So I throw, I start, and Johnny put his head on the floor, right? Instead of keep fighting here and try, see my bottom foot? I put my toes on the floor and I start turning too, and I keep pushing with the hook. So when I sweep, sometimes we stop here. This foot comes to play on the floor, push. Then you can keep kicking until you finish the sweep. I might not talk about this foot in the next techniques, but this is a very important detail. That foot comes to play a lot. Thank you. See you in the next one.